Carly Suspension, this is Tyler.
Tyler, hi. I have a Dodge Ram 2500 diesel.
What year in particular?
And 04.
'04 Ram 2500 diesel, okay.
And when I bought the truck, it already had Carly upper and lower control arms.
Okay, so the rectangular tubular ones or the fabricated ones?
Yeah, the rectangular tubular.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And so the suspension works great, but it's like creaking every time I like go over bumps or just driving. Is that the bushings in the control arms that are doing that?
Typically, they're not going to make a creaking noise. Typically, what you'll notice when those bushings on the control arms go out is when you transfer the weight of the truck, so you put it in drive and you get that weight transfer from front to rear, you'll hear a knocking noise, which is the metal ball center inside of that control arm joint knocking on the inside of the control arm cup.
Oh, okay. Yep.
But if it's creaking, what I would do first and foremost is double check your torque specs on those arms. I do have some values on torque if you want to take those down for the uppers and the lowers.
Have a paper.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, so uppers are going to be torqued to 120 foot-pounds.
Okay.
And the lowers are going to be 175.
175 lower. Okay.
Yep. You want to make sure you hit those full torque values just to make sure that the ears of the mount are cinching onto that ball center tight enough so that it can't pivot front to rear as the truck is articulating or whatever it may be.
Okay. So
that's the first thing I would do. Let's say you can't get rid of it. I would try also greasing those things and cycling it a little bit so the grease can kind of travel through the channels that are cut into those bushings, just to make sure that you're not getting like a weird creak from a lack of grease, like a dry joint in there. If it comes down to it and you want to rebuild those joints, we do sell replacement bushings, safety washers, and snap rings to replace the whole assembly directly on our website.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it doesn't come with the inner ball, right?
It doesn't, but that's an additional option there. You can replace all the ball centers as well. It's $184 to replace all the bushings, snap rings, and safety washers, and then it's another $208 to replace all 8 ball centers in there, the stainless steel ball centers.
Okay, so that would be like about $400.
$400 give or take plus shipping.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Could it be the coils making noise?
I doubt it. I mean, they could be. Let's say, do you have any sort of like additional weight on the front of your truck, like a heavy bumper or winch or anything like that?
There's a bumper that's on there.
So the coils, those coils on that truck are a multi-rate coil spring. So they've got like a plush initial rate, and then they ramp up into a secondary as they start to compress. So let's say you do have that weight is causing the initial rate to squat out. You could be hearing the coils actually kind of knocking on themselves. We do have an alternative option for a coil spring that we developed for the 2010 plus Rams. It's a linear rate coil that does a lot better at holding extra weight on the truck. So customers who either have a 2010 to 13 Ram or they have an 03 to 09 with a heavy front bumper on it may benefit. You may benefit from those linear rate coils and potentially get rid of the noise if it's stemming from that multi-rate coil that you got now.
I gotcha.
Then you'd also get a little bit of additional height out of that coil.
Okay, and then do you lose ride quality?
No, you would not. It's a linear rate coil, but it's still a lighter rated coil spring than the factory coil. So it's still a softer ride that, the shocks can then control. So no, you shouldn't have any negative side effects in the ride quality.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then, are you? I'm not gonna get Kings right now, but I know Kings across the board seem to be on back order. Is that
It's
the
going to be
case
kind of
with?
dependent on where you order them. We don't sell direct from here, but typically when you contact stocking retailers such as CJC Off-Road or Super Duty Headquarters Motorsports in Arizona, those are going to be our two largest stockers pretty much as far as
Okay.
getting these individual coil springs or really any one of our retail products.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
Cool.
yeah, so but yeah, if you got any other questions or anything like that, you can feel free to reach out. Otherwise, if you want to order coil springs, you can do that through a retailer, or if you wanted to order these replacement bushings for the arms, you can do that directly on our website. If you go to carlysuspension.com, you click on the shop tab on the top of the page, you'll see replacement parts. And then as you scroll down that page, you'll see control arm rebuild kits. And then you'll be able to buy anything you need for replacing those joints.
Okay. All right. Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Not a problem, brother. If you got, like I said, if you got anything else, feel free to reach back out.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Right on. Take it easy, man.
All right. See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.